virus is an organism that infects a host in order to live and to replicate. The difference between viruses and bacteria is that a virus cannot live on its own. It needs a host to survive and reproduce, while bacteria can reproduce on its own, and it can also live in various environments. Viruses can be transmitted through touching surfaces and then touching your face. They can also be transmitted by the air we breathe. Bacteria can be affected by antibiotics, while viruses cannot.
Vaccines are biological medicine that helps the body develop antibodies and immunity to a particular disease. Variolation is the practice of exposing someone to a small amount of smallpox so that they can get a mild form of it. They usually get this smallpox from a scab of someone who already had smallpox. This method was a precursor to vaccination. The first ever vaccine was a smallpox vaccine, and it was developed by a man named Edward Jenner. He is called the father of immunology. Another famous person in the field of epidemiology is Louis Pasteur, who developed methods for preserving food like pasteurization, as well as vaccines. He developed the vaccine for rabies and anthrax. He's honored as the father of bacteriology. CRISPR gene editing is a method by which the CRISPR-Cas9 antiviral defense system is programmed to modify genes in an organism. Its creation and concept means that you can treat genetic diseases by just removing the harmful genes out of someone's genome, whether in an actual living person or in an embryo.
Live attenuated vaccines are created by using a weakened form of a pathogen, a bacteria or a virus. The pathogen is still alive, but it is modified so it cannot give diseases to healthy individuals. These vaccines mimic a natural infection which stimulates a long-lasting immune response because they help the body build immunity. Inactivated vaccines are made from viruses or bacteria that have been killed so they can no longer cause disease. These pathogens expose the body to their antigens, stimulating an immune response. They are considered safe for people that have weak immune systems. mRNA, also known as messenger RNA, is a type of molecule that carries genetic instructions from DNA to the ribosomes in cells. It provides the blueprint for the cells to build specific proteins needed for various functions. In vaccines, they deliver a synthetic piece that instructs cells to produce a harmless part of a virus. The immune system generates an immune response and prepares the body to fight the real virus if it's encountered. Recombinant is the use of genetic engineering techniques to create vaccines by combining DNA from different sources. In recombinant vaccines, specific genes from a virus or bacteria are inserted into another organism and then produces the desired antigen that triggers an immune response. The produced antigen is used in the vaccine to stimulate immunity without having to expose the person to the actual virus.
Vaccines have saved millions of lives, but not everyone trusts them. A big reason for distrust came from a 1998 study by Andrew Wakefield, which falsely claimed vaccines cause autism. Even though the study was debunked and retracted, it spread fear that still influences people today. Social media amplifies this misinformation, making it hard to separate facts from lies. Additionally, scandals like the opioid crisis have made some people skeptical about pharmaceutical companies, believing profit is prioritized over public safety. Looking ahead, the future of vaccines is promising. Scientists are using mRNA technology, first seen in COVID-19 vaccines, to develop treatments for diseases like HIV, malaria, and even cancer. This technology allows vaccines to be created faster and targeted more effectively. They're also working on needle-free vaccines like nasal sprays to make them accessible and less intimidating. Global efforts are also underway to improve vaccine distribution in poorer countries, which could reduce health inequalities. Education and transparency will be key to ensure everyone benefits from these advancements while rebuilding public trust in vaccines.